So if any of you saw my video on the week when we did the theme exams, you'll know that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of math or school or any type of academic stuff. So I'm just going to use this video to rant about it again because why not? The opportunity presents itself, I'm going to take it. So first of all, where I go to school, you have to have 2 full credits of you have to have a credit of Algebra 2 in order to graduate. I'm a junior in high school, so I'm currently taking that credit for Algebra 2, and I'm not doing so hot. And when I'm like sitting there taking a test, and I'm just like stuck, I'll literally just think, when am I ever going to need this in real life? Probably never, because I'm planning on going to film when I go to college, and you don't need Algebra 2 in order to learn how to do film. Personally, I think that you should have the option to take what you want, after, middle school, maybe, freshman year, but definitely not, junior and senior year, because you're already, choosing where you want to go to college, you already know what classes you want to take, and you don't need to take these super hard math and science classes if you know that you don't want to go into anything that has to do with that. And if for some reason you can't pass that high school class, you're screwed basically, because you either have to take summer school to make up that credit, and if you fail summer school then you're really screwed, or you have to switch your math class and into a recovery class, they call it, and then colleges are going to see that you failed and you're in a recovery class, or you just flat out won't graduate and you're going to have to take your whole year over again. All 3 of those options are so unnecessary, especially if it's just math. I'm pretty decent at everything else, it's just math that trips me up, and it's not fair. I'm going to bring up that video again that I mentioned in my last video from exam week, and I'm going to bring up the school system, the video that I talked about, and I'll link it in the description again because I want you to see it and spread it around, and maybe it'll actually do something. So, so the first line of the video is, if you try to have a fish climb a tree, it's gonna think that its whole life that it's stupid. And I fully agree with that, because the school system is really a piece of crap, and it's awful, and it needs to be changed quite a lot. Finland knows what's up. Their school days are shorter, they have no homework, and they don't have as much school as we do, and their grades are actually better. I think the reason why our grades are not as good is because we're just so overloaded with work. It's that we're just so overwhelmed that nobody wants to do anything. So therefore, and they take your homework for grades, and then when you're so overwhelmed and you have sports that you have to go to, and you have after school extracurricular activities that you need to do, and you have chores and everything else that's going on in your life, you might be going through a rough patch, and you're expected to go to school for 8 hours, do your homework for another 5, do all your extracurricular activities, and deal with crises if you ever have them. And you're supposed to be able to do all that in a day. Just tell me how that makes sense to anybody. And teachers, my math teacher will tell me oh yeah, here's, and everyone's they don't give you that much, I'm not giving you that much homework, I'm giving you 10 problems. It's that should take you 10 minutes. It's yeah, when someone knows how to do math and they're good at it, it should take them 10 minutes. But if it's someone who's not that great at it, like me, it takes you 2 hours to do all of that. So if you're not a top student in school and they give you all this homework and they're oh, it should only take you 2 hours to do all of it. No, it depends on what level you're at. And if you're not at the highest level ever, it takes you longer than average. Or if you're below average, it takes you way longer than average. It ends up taking me 5 to 6 hours after school doing homework, even when I just spent 8 hours in class doing all this stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. So I'm just going to conclude this video here. I don't want to go off on a 7-minute rant talking about all this, so I'm going to cut it there and just flat out say, numbers, I have nothing against them personally. Addition, subtraction, it's very helpful. But Algebra 2 and calculus and pre-calculus and geometry, I will never need use for you in my entire life, and I think it's stupid. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about something you hopefully agree with, because I mean, it's true. And make sure you go check out Second Banana Societies, where the theme is discomfort. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye!